Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm showing off my newest creation, the LB&S Forester. So, in the bench right now, you can see it's got a lot of fuel storage here in the belly. We've got all these things. It's actually completely run off of one medium engine for this whole thing. All 6 wheels are powered, only the front 2 steer. We've got roll down ramps, these different sections that open up. Let's spawn it in. Alright, now that we have spawned it, let's, autosave, I hate autosave. Alright, so, looking around, it's got a really nice, kind of appealing look to it. To get in, push this ramp comes all the way down. This is the best way I could figure out how to do this. Hold on, it's because I'm lagging so bad in this video. You can tell, because, this actually lags me out a little bit because I'm playing on like the worst computer ever, and then I'm recording a video simultaneously. So we have solar panels on the roof. These do help with the daily charge. This thing eats a lot of power. Like in the time it's been sitting here, it drops, and that would be a huge issue if I didn't have a bunch of systems to counteract this. So the reason it draws so much power is we are currently condensed, by the way. There's expand. But right now we're going to be in the condensed. We've got all sorts of electronic systems and things that move, little pivots everywhere in this creation. And all of them are drawing a steady amount of power even when they're not doing anything. And so it's probably the main challenge with this vehicle is to figure out a way to make the power right, and I have. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't post it if I hadn't figured this out enough so you could take it out for a long time and not have to worry about sitting there. But right now it's daytime, and the solar panels, they help, but they aren't really enough. So let's pull out here. So at night and day have two different settings. Day is set up for solar charging, so it will only use the engine. The APU will only kick in once it gets below half. But at night, the APU kicks in when it gets below 98%. So, see how the engine stays running here. I'm using my WASD. If we go to nighttime, I can show off the interesting little system. So, see how it changed? We're at nighttime now. And now we're in drive mode, sitting still. It does a different, turn this off, and the APU kicks in. At night, when you're sitting still, you want your you turn off the ignition, and the APU will automatically engage when it needs to and conserve as much fuel as it can. It just keeps the battery good. Alright, so if I push 2, these are our standard lights. Push 2 again, high beams. Push 2 again, lights are off. Pretty simple. We've got a parking brake. We've got reverse, and you can see it's got some stuff on the back there. So we turn the key again. We do actually have to turn the key to go. Hold on. Push the lights. So the engine again changes to accommodate to the solar panels. It doesn't hinder the performance by any means. It's just different. That's why you felt the engine change when I changed the time fast. So I have really good control over this, and it's not just because I built it. I don't actually drive it that much, and I don't drive many things well. But this thing is really stable. With all 6 wheels being powered, they all run evenly. It's got tons of friction. Man, the FPS drop there. Holy crap. I've taken this over all the roads in the Sawyer Islands, parked it in many different areas, and driven it for multiple days, like on end, and it works just fine. It can make it up the steepest hills you'll need to go up. Maybe not the full mountains somewhere on the Sawyer, but most of the biggest hills you can get around if you just take your time with it. But it's also got the realistic side of an RV, which is it's not crazy overpowered. It's got radio, some Lua compassing. All of this I did. Every single thing in this vehicle, every system, all of them, except for one thing. That there's a creeper picture at the back, and that was built by LB&S. So to stop, you just push LB&S. You see it'll do that. It's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and take a little tour back here. You see that's the thing that Lebardo has done. The creeper picture. Okay, let's expand it. This is something I should have gotten to earlier. This is a really important thing that people need to see. So push expand. The panel's open. They will do this most every time. Sometimes this one will get stuck and you just need to push it back and forth again. Once they're all out, push lift floor, the floor comes up. See there, it's got that one didn't fully expand. So you got to be careful with these. Basically, the best way to debug these is to push this a few times, then push this, and you'll get them. They normally will, I've actually kind of screwed this one up a bit intentional. Just for the video's sake, I've actually put some errors in here so that you could see the different ways to fix them if they did occur. And so you see now they've come, all the floor panels are up and we're fully expanded. This is how you would sit. You turn off the ignition, of course, and you would turn on the parking brake, and you'll hear it still running. It'll turn off after a minute once it's settled in for the day or for the parking session. It'll turn off the engines. That is during the day, so you can be pretty quiet during the day, and at night it's gonna keep recharging the battery constantly. We've got a bit of a pergola out here. See, I've painted all these little edges. They took absolutely forever. You can get this just about anywhere. With the amount of wheels on it, the parking brake can hold you on some pretty steep cliffs. You've got some thermal clothing, nothing else in the means of equipment really, but you don't really need much more. It's got refueling nozzles on the sides. It's got couches to accommodate large groups of people. So when it gets down to getting out, basically you turn off lift floor and you just try to open the door. Hold on. I think this panel, hold on. So you just try to open like this door, say. There it goes. And it pops it back in. See, to make it so you can open the doors. And so you can have it something like that, and then, you know, they'll compact up pretty nicely. You've got this here, a nice detailed interior. I did all the interior work again. We've got radio setups. Thanks for watching. That pretty much concludes the tour of this vehicle.